This video shows how you can get started quickly with the new features of the list control that support disconnected applications and CRUD actions against a list control. So let's start out by with an empty UX component and go to the list control. And if I choose a single list control, you can see that there's a new button over here called the List Control Quick Setup Genie. So I'll go ahead and choose that, and I'll go here and I'll say that I want my list to be a SQL list. I want to go against, say, Northwind database. I want my table name to be the customer table. I'd like to choose, say, a couple of fields, contact name, city, say, and country. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to say I'd like to have a detail view, and I'd like all the fields that are in the query to be in the detail view, and I'd like all the fields that are in the query, to be in the list view. I'd like all the fields that are in the query to be in the detail view, and also all the fields that are in the query to be in the list view. You can put many fewer fields in the list than are in the detail view, and then the list is just showing the key fields that you care about. Then I'm going to basically go here and also say that this grid has a search part, and that I'd like the search style to be individual controls as opposed to, say, a single keyword control or query by form, which would use the detail view itself as the form for entering the query. So I'll just say individual controls, and I'd like to be able to query on all of those fields. So I'll do that there. And then I'm going to leave this blank right now. But in a mobile application, you would typically not populate the list until the user has done a search to bring down a subset of the records that they'd like to have on their device. But I'm going to just leave that blank for the time being. And then I'm going to also go here and check this button that says Add Placeholder for debug information. So using this Genie here, I can really quickly set up a list control with a whole bunch of supporting controls over here. I'll just go here and type in, say, list quick start, and now when we run this component, we'll see that what we end up with is a list control. Let me make this list control wider. So let's go here and make it, say, 8 inches wide so we can see more of it. So what we have is a list control over here. Then underneath that we have a detail view that shows the current selection. Now the detail view is editable, so if I go here and make a change there and change that to Frank and then hit save, the data now has been saved, but it hasn't yet been pushed to the server. So if I was disconnected, this is just being stored locally, but if I were to now go and click the synchronize button, this is going to push the data all the way through to the server. And if I go here, since I turned on the debug mode, I can see what happened. This is the SQL that got executed. Now if you don't care about disconnected applications and you just want to use the list detail view for just performing real-time CRUD operations, then you simply go to the list control, you go to the detail view, and basically you can go here to your synchronization policy, and then you can just check this button over here, which means that every time the user makes an edit and then saves it, the edit is immediately pushed back to the server. So that would give you all of your updates would take place in real time if there was a connection. If there wasn't a connection, then they would be cached, and then you could then synchronize later on when you did have a connection. And then here's our search part. So let's go here and say search for USA, and then hit the search, and there you can see now we're looking at customers in the USA. We can go ahead and make any edit that we want. So the quick setup Genie gets you started very quickly, and then you can start modifying the layout of this with using the standard UX designer functionality. Thanks very much.